Now to show you that on another photo, I'm going to load up a horizontal one. Because of the way we handled the action itself, because we try to do it in the broadest terms and sense possible, it should work for any size or dimension photo. Like I said, we'll go over actually having you set the feather amount each time you play the action for if you're not 100% certain the size of your photos each time you're going to be using it. Let's see. I'm going to open up this photo right here. Things are going to be running a little slow. Actually, I was about to say it's going to be running slow because of the screen recording program, but apparently my computer is awesome. So once again, I'm going to hit play on the action here. This is going to go slow. And as you can see, it went ahead and added the vignette. Even though this is a horizontally laid out photo instead of vertically, it did not matter. It went ahead and applied the vignette the same way. Now let's say that we wanted the program to ask us, while it's playing the action, for certain values. For instance, we wanted it to ask us the exact amount we wanted to feather it, or we wanted the program to ask us the opacity. If we open up the vignette action here, and we start by going here to the feather one, and we check this little box over here on the left, so in a minute, see, it'll toggle dialog on or off. If we click on that, and then we do it for the set current layer as well. Let's go ahead and get rid of the layer here for the vignette. Now you'll notice not everything has that on it because a lot of these steps don't require any user input normally, so it's not going to have the ability to add that. Now if we hit play, as you can see, it'll run through it, but once it hits that step where we've checked that box, it pulls the dialog up and allows us to change what it's set to. Leave it at 250. Now to run through the rest of the action. And now we're on to setting the layer style, which as you can see, it all goes ahead and sets what was set in when the action was recorded. So that way it can let you see what you would normally set it as, and you can change it to what you want. This photo, I don't want as much of a vignette, so I'll turn it down to about 50%. So now we've created an action that will go through and create a simple vignette for the photo, and at the same time will ask for your input while creating it. Let's go ahead and switch back to the original photo we were working with. Get rid of that vignette. Now the next action is my most commonly used action. No matter what, I use it for just about every photo I work with. And that is an action to create a group of color and level adjustment layers, so that way you can very quickly and very easily do your standard color adjustment and level adjustment. So I'm going to go ahead and click New Action, name this one Color Levels. Okay, once again, it's already set up to record. First thing first, I'm going to go up to Layer, New, Group. I tend to set this group as a sorry about that, tongue-tied for a second there. I tend to set this kind of a group as a different color. That way it allows me to see it more easily when I'm working with the photo after this. Normally set it as red. I'm going to name this group Color Level Adjustments. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a colored balance layer. Which, sorry, I went a little fast on there. If you see here at the bottom of the little layer window, you can click on that one to create a new levels layer. You can also go up to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and do Level. Sorry, I went a little fast there. Trying to get ahead of myself a lot. Now, I'm not going to be actually worried about doing any settings in it. I'm just worrying about the program creating it for me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and create a new one, which I'll do it up here so you can see it up here. A new adjustment layer. Do a levels layer. Okay, once again, it's going to be using red that the group is. I'm going to name this, change the name a little bit. Okay, once again, we're not worried about actually doing it yet. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and go through and create a couple extra level adjustment layers. I do this because there's a lot of times where, say, I want to add in some more dynamic contrast in a photo, or the level adjustment layer that makes the background look perfect makes the person's face be too dark or too bright. So I set up this action to create multiple level adjustment layers, but it doesn't automatically create all of them. It's going to ask me, and I'll show you how we do that here in a second. So level adjustment 2, and one more. Level adjustment 3. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit the stop button here. Now I want it to ask me during each of these, so I'm going to go ahead and click the dialog box for each. Now I'm going to go up here to the menu, and I'm going to add in a stop. Now I'm going to put in a message. Do you want to create another level adjustment, spelled that wrong, layer? I'm going to go ahead and click allow continue. I'm just going to go back up here to duplicate. You could also drag that action to here. Don't need that many. Okay. So now what's going to happen when we play this action, go ahead and get rid of this first. It'll create that color balance layer, ask us for the color balance, which I'm not going to worry about setting. We'll go ahead and create the level adjustment layer and ask us what we want to set it. But then it'll come up with this stop, and it'll ask you, do you want to create another level layer? If I hit continue, it'll create the next one in the set. But if I hit stop, it'll stop it right there. This is very useful for doing actions where you normally might want to continue on doing extra stuff, but for some photos or documents you want to stop at a certain point. It allows you to ask, hey, do you want to keep going? Or at the very end of a document, let's say that you've ran through an entire action, at the very end you want to pop up a little message for some reason. You can put in another stop. Sorry about that, brain went dead for a minute there. And then not click on the allow continue button. Now if we get rid of that set and we play through the action once more, once again goes through everything, go ahead and hit continue. Okay, and at the end it says stop. Those are two very basic actions you can do and set up. If you keep looking through, you'll find a lot more actions that you can use. Search online, there's a lot of websites that provide actions for you to download or tutorials on creating actions you can use. If you stay tuned, I'll be posting some action sets of my own, including some of the stuff you already saw here today on the Shutter Negative DeviantArt account, which you can find a link for in the description box below. But once again, this was Corey with Shutter Negative, and we'll see you next time.